Fabulous entrepreneurial clinicians, welcome to This is Private Practice Live. It has been a while, hasn't it? I hope someone is there. My internet connection has been a little bit changeable today, but overall it's excellent. Overall it is so good. I have really missed doing these episodes, but my capacity to do all of the things and stuff over the last 3 or 4 weeks has been really compromised. But I wanted to get on board and share with you what's been going on and hopefully have a chat to a few of you, and so I can see what's going on in your world, and how I might be able to support you in this current season we find ourselves in. Hello to the person watching. So it is Friday here in Sydney, Australia. We have got some changeable weather happening. So I am incredibly grateful to the gorgeous Cindy Doyle, who has knitted for me a beautiful beanie, which I have been wearing most of today until I had a hot thing happen to my body. Yay, hormones. And I am going to be wearing that a lot this weekend because winter came back. Who knew? But that's okay. We can deal with temperature changes now a little bit better than what I was doing a couple of weeks ago. So for those of you who don't know, I have now finished my chemotherapy treatment. That doesn't necessarily mean that chemo has finished with me. Chemotherapy is a gift that likes to keep on giving. Hello, lovely Linda Mottram. It is lovely to connect with you today. Enjoy my coffee. This is actually a giant cup of water in a fantastic coffee cup. I am resisting the temptation to have a third double macchiato today because I know that my stomach will not be thanking me if I have any more today. It's been such an interesting time for me over the last few weeks. I have had all of the fears about running a business and come flooding into me. So I knew that I was going to be out of action. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do all of the things I wanted to do, when I wanted to do them, how I wanted to do them. But you know what? It still comes as a shock when you think you've paced yourself really well, when you've got breaks in your day, I've got more margins in my day, and I still look at my to-do list and go, how on earth have I not broken the back of that? How on earth have I not been able to get all of that done? And it's really important for me to feel like I'm competent. Anyone else feel like that? And when I start to feel out of control, or if I'm noticing I'm making mistakes, or if I'm getting really tired, then I start questioning the value that I bring to others. I start questioning, why would people want to pay for my services? Why would people want to work with me? Why would people want to listen to what I have to say? Hello, lovely Debbie Simmons. So then I'm on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. They are the 3 social media platforms I tend to use, a little bit on YouTube, although YouTube has just become my storage facility, if I'm brutally honest. And then I start comparing myself to all this other great content that people are producing and all these wonderful things people are doing and all these ideas that people are sharing. So I then go into this very insular place of going, what have I got to offer? Why am I doing anything? Why would I bother? Nobody wants to listen to me. Does this sound familiar to anyone? And then, of course, I start worrying about, am I going to have a business in 2 months' time? What if nobody wants to work with us? What if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? And it spirals down really quickly. So what I've learned is that I need to apprehend my own desire to want to compare myself to others. And I had an amazing experience yesterday where I had an occupational therapist here in Australia consult with me even after I had to mess her around with the consultation time, and she said, I want to work with you. I have spoken to a couple of other practice builders, but I know it's you I want to work with. And I was like, how do you know? And she goes, because I've watched your videos and I've talked to a couple of other people who've worked with you, and I know it's what you have that I need. So that was really affirming, and yes, I did write that in my book of evidence if someone was going to challenge me about that. But it helped me kind of go, I do have something to offer that's unique and different and that people want. And I think that's really important for us at the moment because a lot of us are talking about burnout or compassion fatigue. And what I know to be true for health professionals who care about the work they're doing, which is pretty much all of us, is that when we start to feel less than, then we start to question our competence. And one of the things that we do is that we overcompensate. So we feel like we have to work harder. We feel like we have to produce more. We have to give more. We have to be more available. It's when we start to see things like time creep come into our session. So you've booked a session for 45 minutes or an hour, and then 90 minutes later, you still haven't wrapped it up because you feel like you need to give more. And this is one of the key indicators for me that I am heading towards being burnt out, and burnt out in a really unhelpful way. Now, I have quite a few indicators of burnout because I've been doing this work on myself around burnout for a really long time. But overworking and overcompensating and not feeling good enough and not feeling like I am actually adding value is a really key indicator for me. So I've got things in my world and people in my world who can help apprehend that for me. But I've also got the self-awareness now to know that that's actually problematic. And when that starts to turn up, then I have things that I can do to actually apprehend that and make sure that it doesn't become a problem. Because could you imagine if you were already feeling like you can't cope with anymore? And let's face it, we are living and trying to work in an environment where coping is tough. You know, you've got more and more clients wanting to see us. And if you haven't got more and more clients coming to see us, maybe you're projecting that I can't take on anymore. And that's okay. Just acknowledge that. And then you can put things in place to help you and your business sustain the workload that you've got at the moment. But if you've got more and more people coming to you, what I know to be true is that clients are coming to us now, and the complexity of the issues and the demands that they're facing with and the levels of heightened anxiety that they're coming with, it's intense. So the work that we're doing on a day-to-day basis is already intense because of the issues clients are coming to us with. And while this is going on, we're trying to make sense of the world that we live in because we haven't had the time to sit back and go, what do I need to change and reflect on here? How do I need to turn up differently? Then a lot of us have got the added pressure, which I don't, but I'm incredibly aware of, that you're trying to homeschool your kids. Are you homeschooling this week? Are you not homeschooling next week? Is your school open? Is your school closed? How do I get groceries? Where are my grandparents? When can I see people? When on earth can I get into the state of Victoria to go meet the people I want to hang out with, aka Nicola? So we're all trying to make sense of this. So I am very, very concerned for us as health professionals at the moment that we haven't taken the time to examine what burnout could potentially look like for us, because we're applying the knowledge that we had prior to 2020. We're applying the experiences that we had, the feelings that we had, the way it turned up prior to 2020 to this 2020 situation. And that concerns me because I don't think it's turning up for people exactly the same way. I don't think that the triggers that you had or the messages that your body received or your brain received are the same as what they were 12 months ago, 2 years ago. They're not for me. And it's not just because Joe's had chemo and cancer. I can separate the two out quite clearly. And the conversations I've been listening to, and the conversations I've been having, and the conversations I'm watching online on social media are telling me that there's some truth to this. So something you may not know is I've actually created a 12-week burnout recovery program. Now, you can't buy it at the moment because I'm not delivering any more one-on-one. If you're engaging with me one-on-one, lucky you, I'm not taking on any more one-on-one clients at the moment. I want to get through my rest of my treatment because I've still got stuff to go, and I want to make sure that I can deliver with excellence. That's really important to me. So lots of one-on-one. But what I am going to be doing for the month of October, in my entrepreneurial clinician community, I'm going to be delivering 3 sessions in that community where I'm going to be helping you reestablish, refine, reflect upon the signs that you are burning out so that you can know without any worry, concern, extra diagnostic criteria that the way burnout is turning up for you can be managed, can be mitigated, and you can actually have a plan in place to go and ask for help and know what that help could be. So in the You The Entrepreneurial Clinician community, you come along and there is 3 live sessions with me for a month. There's a training which we do, and the training's recorded, so if you can't get there live, it's available to you. Then we have a Q&A where if you've got questions about the training, come in, ask them. I'm really, really big on helping people apply their knowledge and their skills. I am not one of these people who just want to give you a ton of training and let you go with it. I could develop that learning model, but I don't want to. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. So I know that there are other people out there in the world that it doesn't work for as well. So I'm really, and then the third, so there's training, there's a Q&A session, and then there's an opportunity for a hot seat coaching session. Now, only 2 people can jump on this at a time, but it's where I will coach you around a specific issue, where it's usually a mindset issue, sometimes it's a tactical issue, where we will actually work out and get to the heart of what's really going on for you for an issue and provide you with some resolution to that. So if there's anybody who's participated in a hot seat session with me before, you'll know how powerful they are. I love doing it. I'm a skilled coach, so I'm pretty good at working out what those issues are, and also I'm pretty good at acknowledging when I can't help. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate it. Does that mean that Therapy Reimagined has the conference finished for today? I'm all out of whack with my time zones there. So if you want to learn and you want to take this time right now to go, hey, I need to get this one thing nailed because I know it's going to help me develop my practice sustainably over the foreseeable future, because I can assure you that this COVID isolation situation is not going away quickly. We are already in October. It started in Australia here back in February. How do I know? It was kind of the week I got my diagnosis, and the way I had to access healthcare changed completely. It wasn't entirely fun. None of this has been fun, but that's beside the point. So if you are the health professional that is holding your breath, if you are gritting your teeth, if you are going, oh my God, if one more person inquires about services with me, if you are behind on your notes, if you are finding work feels like you are walking through dirty, muddy water and you can't lift your limbs up, please reach out and join us, even if it's just for this month. I think you'll want to stay for longer, but just for this month, get some advice, get something quite strategic for yourself that you can apply really quickly into your work life. Because if you just think it's about getting more rests or going and seeing the beauty therapist, that's kind of hard at the moment. If you think it's about, I just need a vacation, that's kind of hard at the moment. All of the tools and tactics that I see spoken about in terms of how you manage your self-care are really difficult to access, and I don't know if they're working. I don't think the absence of work is working as well as what people would like to think it is. So I want to give you some of the tools and techniques from all the research I've done, from the 10 years of work I've had to do on myself, to help you identify exactly what's going on for you, so how you can pick this up. Because as you know, you've heard me talk about this a lot, and I'm on my soapbox today because as I've watched this week and as I've looked at my own capacity and capability this week, it's like we have got to make sure that we as health professionals are well enough to keep doing this work. I can't tell you how many inquiries or frustrated people I am having access to are saying, there's a 6-week wait, there's an 8-week wait, I need services now, I want services now. And then I've got health professionals going, I can't take anyone else on board and I feel so guilty about that, and I've got no one else to refer them to. This is happening in Victoria here in Australia. I've run out of psychologists to refer people to. They're all full. Run out of occupational therapists to refer people to. They're all full. And that's not because there's a shortage of health professionals here in Australia. That's because people are starting to take notice of, I need help, and then health professionals are starting to go, holy crap, I don't know if I can continue to service this many people this way. Please understand that if you are feeling like you can't see another client in a chair, if you are struggling with your own self-maintenance, things like sleep and eating and your relationships at home and feeling connected to other people, this is not the time for you to create a side hustle. We've got to create enough space and energy in you to allow that to come. And this is the kind of stuff I really want to be speaking into, but I'm not going to do it so publicly. I want to do it in a way that is affirming and encouraging, and gives people a bit of a breakdown of how this is going to apply to you. So as we move into the weekend, please understand that if you are tired and it feels like you are soul weary, thank you for the work that you have done this week. Thank you for the people that you have seen. Thank you for continuing to create space where people can improve their quality of life. Could you please spend some time thinking about connecting with, partnering with people who can make that happen for you? Because I know that if we are going to make the changes that we need to be into the communities that we are servicing, if we are serious about apprehending the rates of suicide, the rates of anxiety, the rates of depression, the rates of domestic violence, if we are really serious about that, then we have to make sure that we have the capacity and the capability to continue to serve our clients. I want to help you do that so that you can do that, and then you can be serving all the people. I can't serve all the people, but I can serve you to help you serve all the people. So that's my little rant, my little soapboxy thing for the day, my little soapboxy thing for the week. I'm obviously feeling better. Ha ha ha. How cool is that? Thank you, Debbie. Oh, thanks, Kim. It is a really difficult balance at the moment, Kim, and it's not the same type of balance as we did 12 months ago. It really isn't. And I'm noticing people are talking about feeling guilty that they only want to see 4 or 5 clients a day. I'm noticing people feeling guilty about the fact that they don't want to see clients 5 days a week. I'm noticing people are expressing concern that if they don't serve the people who are calling them, number one, there's a scarcity mentality around money. There's also a scarcity mentality around energy. And that's my big thing that I'll talk into another day. So wishing you all for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, may your Friday be awesome. May your people say thank you. And I want you to remember how awesome it is that you keep turning up and doing the work that needs to be done. For those of us here in Australia, please take some time this weekend to do things that replenish you. And if you can't remember what they are, or if those things that used to replenish you no longer replenish you, then please come along and join You The Entrepreneurial Clinician for the month of October, so that we can actually start getting some of this nailed, so that our clients and their families and our communities can get the care that they need. So I am wondering how well I'm going to be next week. I can't promise that I'll be on here every day or every couple of days. I really have to play it by ear at the moment, but thank you for your graciousness. Thank you for those who turned up and commented and engaged in the conversation today. I'm really looking forward to connecting with you again. Go be your awesome self.